Hey guys, it's Main here, back again with another IE review. This time we have kind of an earlier game account. We've had a lot of focus on, I've had a lot of people ask for help as they're in World 6, trying to retroactively help their account. Today we have someone, much like another video I think I recently recorded, someone who's more so just starting out World 4, it looks like. Based off what he told me, he's just about under 5 weeks of gameplay, so it seems like he's actually doing a fairly good job through the account, progressing through and actually sticking to a pretty decent meta for his characters. So overall, let's go through his account, see what we can do to help him, and see if we can help him progress through World 4 comfortably. That way, he's in a good setup going into World 5 and later into World 6. So as always, before we do start the video, I do want to remind you guys, if you do want your IEs reviewed, feel free to reach out to me on Discord. My name Main Z, MANEZED. Again, feel free to reach out to me there. Send me a message. It's how just about everyone's been getting their IEs reviewed by me. Message me. Give me some general idea of what you'd like to see done for your account. If you're needing some more assistance in one particular area, something you're seeing, or if you have some goals you want to try to attain. If you think that's realistic, I can definitely give you some advice on that as well. So, again, let's go into his account. So he's got looks like he's got 2 Blood Berserkers, 1 Bubo, 2 Elemental Sorcerers, 1 Siege Breaker, 2 Divine Knights, Maestro, Beastmaster. Yeah, that's what it's called. Perfect. And it looks like he does have 3 star signs. Perfect. Okay. So yeah, something I do want to note. Some easy things you can do to progress your account would be doing star signs. So with the recent release of World 6 star signs and the Seraph star signs, they became really important because the Seraph Star Sign major bonus specifically is extremely important when you start heading into World 6. You obviously can't unlock it yet, but still keep in the back of your mind. Constellations are going to be something you should be progressing because it overall boosts your account, especially some of the later star signs. As you start heading into World 5, you'll notice some of them are extremely important. For example, you'll buff your account in ways... First of all, you'll be able to line 3 star signs. You have them unlocked already, so good on you. Construction EXP, total multi-kill, mob respawn rate, skill EXP, total damage, class EXP, all that fun stuff. Way later, you'll unlock infinite star signs, but don't worry about that now. Definitely not something you can do. It's something way later in your account progression. But yeah, you should have the ability to complete this one fairly easily, especially since you're in World 4, killing Dr. Defecus on 3 players. You already killed it on 2, just need to kill it on 1 more. It's 5 star points right there. World 2, I believe these have been nerfed, so the AFK requirements on a lot of these have been reduced. I don't believe it's 20 anymore, so if you go to Grandioso Canyon, we can actually see... Where is it? I think it's these guys, yeah. I think it's off to the right. My god, Boo is just on auto. Right here. It's on 4 hours, so down from 20 down to 4. That is crazy easy. So I mean, absolutely go back and do that. That's free 4 points right there. You also have up, down, down. Again, this has been nerfed as well. This star sign you can find on the cactus where the moonmen are. So you get 3 free points here. I think it's like 6 hours. I think. Refrigeration station. The Frosty Firefight Tower defense is going to be a little bit hard. The Thermonuclear Climb as well. You just need to click on this star sign for some characters, and you need to kill a Bloodbone, which I think should be fairly... Well, might be easy for you. I don't know. You just hit World 4. And then hitting World 4, some of these might be a little bit easy, a little bit hard. Reach cooking level 15 on 4 players. You might be able to do that somewhat easily. Anyways, okay. So yeah, star signs, keep it in the back of your mind. Something you can do, very important. Yes, okay. Something I'm seeing in particular I do want to mention that's very important is the unending energy. So it's kind of divisive. I personally don't recommend using it just because there's going to be a time where you forget it and you're going to hate yourself for it. I've done it before. I've used a 12-hour candy when I've had this on, and it only counts for 10. Yes, it does impact candies as well. So I just highly recommend not using this prayer. More often than not, I mean, unless you are really into this game and you play it active all the time and it's constantly on your mind, this prayer probably doesn't impact you, but it's very deadly. I don't know, it's very divisive. I recommend more often than not to take it off. There's ways you can boost class and skill XP later in the game, it shouldn't be too much of a worry on your mind as of this moment. So I just generally recommend taking it off as opposed to keeping it on. And something I do want to note as well, you do have Royal Sampler. Perfect. It seems like you know what you're doing here. 3D printer is extremely important, especially early game when you're trying to get high prints. The Royal Sampler, you may be able to boost this up a little bit further. Again, you are reducing your EXP gain, but it's not a multiplicative loss. It just counts down 0.42 EXP for class EXP and skill EXP. So it's not that big of a loss, but it's a massive gain. So absolutely try to level this up another few levels. If you aren't hitting 30% on your characters, 90% on your characters for prints. And the way you can look at that, if you go to your character skill info here, click on construction, you'll see the printer sample rate at 90%. If it's not 90%, level it up a few, level up a little bit more. That way you can, get higher prints on your characters. Speaking of that, let's go ahead and look at your prints real quick. Perfect. So you do have a bloach print. You have some logs. You have fruit flies. Perfect. Do you have copper? I don't see you have copper. I see you have iron. Do you don't have copper? I mean, I don't know why you don't have copper. You should probably get copper. That way you can upgrade some of the earlier stuff. But actually, wow, you're actually doing pretty good stamp-wise. You're actually, wow, okay. The only thing I want to say is you're missing some of the early like stamps, like the Hamish quest. I don't know if you've noticed. Some people, I mean, I honestly didn't see him until I hit World 3. But this NPC in the frog map's right here, to the right of the picnic stowaway. He's kind of just right here, Hamish. You can get just a little bit extra chopping carrying capacity. So also you get to complete some quests. Quests themselves have some nice bonuses. So go back, just complete that quest that we can get the stamp for it. It'll help your elemental sorcerer damage in the long run. So yeah, good thing to go back and do. Try to unlock your stamp there. Same thing, the Cataprod quest is really good. You'll be able to unlock the stat graph stamp. This will help massively. One of the issues people encounter as they progress through World 4 is going to be accuracy, a little bit of damage as well. And looks like you also requested some help getting more damage in general. Ideas what you should be focusing on, and portal pushing. So stat graph stamp is going to be something you should probably go back and do. Cataprod itself might be a little bit annoying, but now that you have the elite classes, it's a little bit easier to complete the quest line, because I believe some of them require you to kill a certain amount of monsters. With the new skills that you get from, say, like Divine Knight, Elemental Sorcerer, you can kill things faster, so you have less worry and like the time gating that this quest can require. So go back and do this so that you can get the all stats. I do want to mention everything in here is base stats. That's not going to impact you too much now, but when you get into the later game, when you're able to scale base stats by like percentage multipliers, it's going to massively increase the damage that your character does and the accuracy they get. So absolutely do this. It's a great way for your characters to gain accuracy and damage as they push through World 4. Similarly, the 7-figure followers quest, you might be able to complete it. You may not be able to complete it just because the third requirement, the final requirement for the quest, you get, I think, a couple million of a resource, which is fairly difficult, I will say. So I don't suspect you may be able to complete this yet, but going into World 5, keep this in the back of your mind. This is extremely important. This total damage percent is not the main reason you complete the quest. I mean, it is total damage. You obviously want to get it, but because of the golden food effect this quest gives you as well. Starting to level this up has massive bonuses for World 5 specifically. So you absolutely need to get this quest done as you head into World 5, because you'll eventually start your Divinity and Sailing grind kind of, not coterminously, but kind of concomitantly together. That's the word, concurrently. That's the word I'm looking for. You'll start that together. And the way you go through sailing in World 5 is through golden hampers, the golden food, so you need increased effect of golden food to really make it more effective. So keep this in the back of your mind. You may not be able to complete it yet, but this stamp is something you absolutely should try to grind through and get. I also only recommend completing it on one character at the time being, because there is a bonus in lab you'll understand called green stacking. You will be able to green stack quest items, and it's very important to do that way you get more damage on your characters and also complete one of the Equinox bonuses when you go back and do that. So keep it in the back of your mind. As well, as you're progressing through World 4, don't forget, I highly recommend doing the quest as you go through them for the pig NPCs, but because those stamps are extremely important. You'll notice that cooking is a pain in the ass to start, and it's mostly because of your ladle production your blood berserkers have. The way you fix that is through a couple different avenues. One, the biggest of all, is going to be ladle stamp. Ladle Stamp gives you flat cooking efficiency, which scales with skill efficiency multipliers you get uh, from from the Shimmer Island, from some chips lab. There's a lot of different aspects of the game that do multiply that. You're able to increase your cooking efficiency. But just for example, once you upgrade the stamp, you'll get 10 extra levels. You see, I have 5,000 flat cooking efficiency at level 200. 200 is obviously going to be a little unrealistic for you. Maybe level 40, 50 as you start off getting sand sharks. This is going to boost your cooking efficiency, which in turn increases your ladle gain your Blood Berserkers do. And as you may or may not know already, the talent you have for Blood Berserker in particular, Overflowing Ladle gives you more AFK time on your ladles, which makes it so instead of one ladle giving you 1 hour of progress, it'll give you like 1.5 hours of progress, which is it's a 50% increase, so it's massive for cooking and progressing it. The other thing you can do to impact cooking like ladles per hour would be cooking AFK gain rate through waiting to cool. You can start using books on these in particular. They're really important. Cooking is a really good bonus as you progress through World 4 because it gives you total damage, and the sooner you start to stack up meal cooking speed through egg, through cabbage, and through corn dog, the faster your grind is going to the faster your grind will go through cooking in general. So it's really important you get those up and your ladles become more effective. So you need to start ramping cooking efficiency as soon as you can. You don't want to wait on it. Cooking is one of the, well, it's slow to start. It is really important for the game overall. It has a lot of different bonuses and it impacts a lot of different skills. The most important ones being skill efficiency, damage, things like basic attack speed are nice, quality of life. Critters from traps are really important. Crit chance, new pet breeding odds, points earned in tower defense. This one right here is a really, really big one. The reason why cooking is one of the best things in the game. Sailing speed as you progress through World 5, and some of the World 6 ones are also pretty cracked as well. So don't forget about cooking. Keep it in the back of your mind, something you can always progress going through meal cooking speed. So try to go through the spice battles and unlock corn dog as soon as possible. It's more effective than egg, although it'll obviously take a little bit longer to cook. But as you unlock the spices, definitely try to unlock corn dog as quick as possible and put some levels into cabbage if you're able to as well. Might be a little bit hard to level it up right now, but as you get more cooking speed, cabbage is going to be one of the biggest multipliers in cooking to ramp up your cooking speed. So let's go back to stamps real quick and just talk a little bit more about that. So like I said, you do have some stamps you can go ahead and upgrade. Like I said, one of the biggest issues in World 4 is going to be accuracy specifically. So I generally recommend trying to push World 4 with the Divine Knight if you're playing actively. If you're playing AFK, Elemental Sorcerer is better because of one of the talents that the class has. Specifically, I believe it's Mana is Life is what it is. This one right here, it gives you multi-kill per damage tier. If you're able to hit multi-kill on your character, this will just increase the amount of kills you get to increase that to get through the portal. Also, as another point, if you're trying to AFK on Elemental Sorcerer in particular, the more stamps you have, the more damage your character does. So go back, unlock stamps that way your Elemental Sorcerer has more damage, and you're hopefully able to hit multi-kill on those characters, on the monsters. Yes, and as well, accuracy specifically is important if you're pushing on your Divine Knight because you want to hit 1.5 times the 100% accuracy cap. So let me go through World 4 and look. So Stilted Seekers. Look in particular. I realize I could have checked the card, but I do want to note here. So the accuracy requirement for the last mob in World 4 is 16,500. Calculator. 650. Hello. 16500 times 1.5. The reason I'm multiplying this by 1.5 is because the way Divine Knight's damage multiplier works from his refinery talent is you gain damage based off of you gain damage based off your refinery rank, but that damage bonus only kicks in if you have 1.5 times the accuracy, that 100% accuracy for the monster you're killing. So as you progress through World 4, this number you want to try to hit. Hopefully, you want to round up a little bit, go to like 25,000. You want that accuracy number. That way you're able to progress nicely through World 4 without your damage dipping too much on Divine Knight if you're playing actively. And by the way, the reason I say Divine Knight is really good is because it is very little points. His respawn mechanic only takes 1 point for it to be fully effective. So I know Griffey talks about this a lot. This is how I pushed World 4, because I played a lot actively, and Divine Knight was my fastest pusher because I invested some into him. But the damage he got through the refinery rank and how easy it was to scale his accuracy allowed me to push through World 4 quite a lot. And it only cost 1 point, which at the time I was struggling with talent points to push through World 4. So having his respawn mechanic only take 1 point was extremely important. I can focus on the other skills and ramp up their damage. That way they're easier. The other monsters are easier to kill. So yeah, something you should look into. So if you're pushing with your Divine Knight, I'd recommend leveling up like Wisdom, for example. The more Wisdom, that's the substat for Divine Knight, so it'll help you ramp accuracy. As well, you can try to upgrade the base accuracy stamp, for example. Increase your base damage if you're lacking damage. And I believe there's another stamp here. Yes, this one right here. You may not be probably not able to do this. Takes gold bars. This one takes iron bars. So again, you may not be able to upgrade that. But something to look out to as well. And again, stat graph stamp, all around pretty good. It'll increase all the stats, that way you're increasing both your damage and your wisdom at the same time. So you'll increase your accuracy kind of in conjunction with you increasing your damage. Going on to Alchemy, obviously the big thing to note here is Shaccuracy. Shaccuracy and FMJ are two of the most important bubbles as you're pushing through the world, because FMJ lets you start to wean off of using food for defense, and Shaccuracy because you'll be able to hit the monsters, and if you're DK, you'll get more damage by hitting the 1.5 times accuracy cap. Something to note as well, if you are struggling for damage, the big damage things to note are Britley Spears, Bojack, and Maddie Stafford. These are impacted by the respective multipliers. So if you're a warrior, you'll get Warrior's Roll will multiply Britley Spears' damage, so you get more damage from that. Your base damage here through Big Meaty Claws, you can upgrade this to get a little bit more damage. You can upgrade Roared Ragin to get more strength. You can upgrade Total Wisdom if you're lacking accuracy there. Again, you should get a print for Copper as well, so you can start leveling up Swift Steppen as well. Swift Steppen as well. That way your Archer isn't also lacking behind as well. Cool. Okay. Talking about the bubbles though, like for progression, I would try to push through your bubbles, trying to get through to something like Molt Orange. Molt Orange is really important because it'll give you more strength. So Molt Orange does have an additional multiplier on top of Warrior's Rule. Oh, let me back up. Warrior's Rule does not impact the first bubble of your cauldron, so it doesn't impact your total strength bubble that you have here. So whereas Molt Orange does. So Molt Orange will give a multiplier to your first bubble, which is strength. So this will give you more damage. Similarly, you should probably push to Severe Purple for Wisdom, so you can have more accuracy as well on your Divine Knight. Yeah, getting to Molt Orange is probably a just generally pretty good point for you to start progressing your character. Like alchemy wise, this should be your goal, trying to push your bubbles up to Molt Orange. As well, for the Yellow Cauldron specifically, getting to Diamond Chef ASAP is extremely important, so you can really juice your cooking speed. You obviously can't hit level 11 plates yet, but eventually you'll be able to get there, and this will ramp up your cooking speed massively. Getting a few levels into here once you unlock the Beachstock spices, this will multiply your meal cooking speed by a lot. There's a whole reason the meta for spice generation early game is centered around getting Beachstock spices, because you want to level this bubble up so much to where eventually you'll be able to use No Bubble Left Behind to upgrade it, which is kind of out of your realm right now. But eventually you'll unlock something in the Atom Collider to affect this bubble. So you'll be able to upgrade this even further, just kind of passively over time. And this will ramp up your cooking speed massively. This is one of, if not the biggest multipliers to cooking speed and how you get high cooking multipliers. Perfect. Okay, so yeah, quick overview of Alchemy here. Upgrade Roared Ragin, upgrade Stable Genius, that way you get more Wisdom and you get more strength. Specifically, try to upgrade Warrior's Rule, the second bubbles as well. Warrior's Rule, Archer or Bust, and Mage's Best, that way you get the multipliers in the smaller bubbles, so you get more damage from things like Britley Spears on your DK, from Bojack on your Archers, or Maddie Stafford on your Wizards. On to Vials. So The big ones for you to really look out for are going to be, I mean, if you can hit multi-kill per tier, getting the frigid souls would be pretty important. Meal cooking speed, so getting sand sharks, that's really important. You do need sand sharks. So I'd highly recommend trying to farm them. That way you're able to increase your meal cooking speed. Not only that, but you're also able to upgrade the ladle stamp as well, so we can get cooking efficiency to get more ladles per hour. The other important things probably are, let's see, if you're able to get Krakens, getting Krakenade for more weapon power, that's pretty good. Um, just get this. I mean, just get the pickle jar. Why not? You'll eventually need this for Equinox, so it means we'll get it sooner rather than later. Start buying them. Eventually you need to get a lot of pickles. Bob, like, I'm not memeing. You do need a lot of pickles, so get them. And some of these are just kind of later into World 4, World 5, so don't worry about that. But yeah, the big ones notably are going to be meal cooking speed with Sandshark and with Krakenade as well. The donut, which you'll get to eventually, your chance to breed a new pet is also pretty important. This will help you push breeding a little bit faster. So get the donut, resource. That way you can get more chance to breed pets to push breeding a little bit farther. And that's how you get better spice generation stuff. So try to unlock that as soon as you can. Something I want to note as well, you may have guessed at already, you don't have to unlock these vials in a linear order, so you can unlock them at any order you can. So if you, for some reason, left all your vials and you suddenly wanted to do OJ, you can just drop this and you can unlock this vial out of order. You can unlock this out of order and any one of this. So you don't have to do Frigid Souls next. You could do the straws, you could do the bunny, all this stuff. Yeah, I'd also recommend just generally going through unlocking your World 3 vials as soon as you can. They're just good bonuses for your account, so don't neglect them in any capacity. Go ahead and unlock them just so you get the bonuses from them in the future. And yeah, don't touch sigils, like, at all. Don't touch them right now. Refinery. Okay. So I don't, in particular, follow this anymore. There is a better way to touch upon your refinery if it's good or not. Using Idleon Toolbox has a better representation of what your what am I saying? Sorry. Idleon Toolbox has a better representation of what you should be looking for in your refinery, because it'll show you the amount you're producing per hour and how much it's costing per hour. So if you hover over the next salts hourly breakdown, so for example, blue salts, if I hover over this, I'm printing 3.09k orange salts, but I'm consuming 3.16, so I'm at a deficit right now. So this will tell you if your refinery is within margins or kind of out of whack. So this chart is okay kind of early game, but it starts to fall off as you get into the later game. So I don't recommend following this to a T as you start getting to like the third, fourth. I'd recommend using Idleon Toolbox just because it has a more visual approach of what's actually costing per hour to actually break down to. So yeah, I'd probably get a print for some of the monster materials under Beastmaster. He's kind of useless in most regards for getting high prints, so he's good for getting some base materials. Your Maestro as well, you could use for monster materials right now. Later in World 4, you'll unlock V-Man. He'll be way better for monster materials, but generally that's what I use. Your Beastmaster and Maestro are what I use for monster prints if you need to make up the difference here and there. Perfect. Okay, Salt Lick. I do want to mention getting higher 3D print samples. If you're not at the 90% capacity, using the red salts is kind of what you use kind of early to get that capped out. As well, this is a good bonus. Getting faster refinery cycle speed will make this go obviously faster. So something I wanted, something I did, something I recommend, as well as getting the 3 times refinery cycles occur faster. So it's a little bit better. This bonus right here is pretty good if you're lacking damage. If you're able to link to this, I recommend doing that. As well, with lab in general, Killer Brightside is kind of what you need activated before you start pushing into World 4. This right here is kind of required. So the main meta right now is put the minimum amount of characters you can into lab to start pushing to Killer Brightside. Once you hit World 5, you're going to slow down a lot. You're going to need to hit sort of that divinity grind. So with you probably can't hit world 5 anytime like in the next few days. I mean, you are progressing relatively fast. I don't want to say no, but once you hit world 5 and start the divinity grind, you want to start pushing your god to Goharat, to the goat god, that we're able to link to a divinity style and do lab at the same time. You want your lab level to be 75. That way you can unlock the last chip slot right here. And you also want to push divinity as high as you can. I believe level 80 is like the end all be all of what you want to hit. But level 40 is good. That way you can take your characters off divinity and start and link them to Arctis. That way you're just permanently in lab. And you're able to use the mantra style, or sorry, the divinity like praying style Tranqui. But getting lab level 75 is kind of the end all be all goal of lab. That way you can equip all the chips that you need for your characters. But for now, focus on getting enough characters in lab to kill a bright side, and then use your pusher and push through the world as quickly as possible to get to world 5 is the kind of the main meta right now. Okay, and Rift, don't touch Rift. You don't have enough damage for it right now. Upgrades. So yeah, getting breeding XP is really important for you right now. If you already know this, but if you just click on nothing in the upgrades tab, you'll be able to upgrade your EXP gain for breeding, as well as the stamp you have yet to unlock, which is breeding EXP gain from Oinkin. This will help boost your breeding EXP. The reason it's important early is because you'll eventually unlock an upgrade called, well, you'll get more egg capacity, so you can upgrade that. But most importantly is Blooming Axe. This is going to let you take off the fighters in breeding. You can just have foragers. That way you mainly contribute just to foraging, getting more spices per hour. But your main goal right now should be really trying to push to beach docks and further, so you can unlock even more meals. That way you can unlock even more meals, upgrade them, get them to Diamond Chef level, and just progress your account a little bit further. Like I said, you'll be getting more pet fighting damage, so you'll be able to progress the arena. You'll get more meal cooking speed to make your meals cook faster. You'll be able to unlock skill efficiencies, so you have higher prints for your skills. So overall, cooking is a really good thing that you should really be focusing on. So yeah, there's that. And I saved kind of the best for last. This is going to be the best way you can progress your account even further. If you're lacking damage, if you're lacking accuracy, this is what you need to do. So let me go to your Divine Knight, for example. One of them. So I imagine this is probably your pusher, just because he has the highest level investment, I'm assuming. Maybe. Looking that way. He's got the scythe. So the best way for you to kind of increase your damage and push through the world, if you're needing accuracy as well, this is something you can do. Your tools. So tools are a really great way to progress your account. If you're ever lacking in damage, tools are your answer. If you're ever lacking in accuracy, tools are also your answer, or accuracy. But I see you have a tool here. You haven't used the upgrade slots on them. So use the World 4 stones to upgrade them so you get damage on your tools here. Like this one has 2 upgrade slots. This one has 2 upgrade slots. This one's already used, but still use your stones. Upgrade your tools so you get more damage. Something I do want to mention, if you want a little bit of a tip, I don't know if you're fully aware of this, but the way the stone reads is it gives you main stat. The way it calculates main stat is the class you're currently on. So let me go over to World 1, show you what I mean. If I were to craft a spear, for example. There it is. So right now, the spear has 1 upgrade slot. It's giving me 3 strength, 1 wisdom. If I use this, hello? That's the tool. That's not, I need a weapon one. There we go. So if I were to use the stone, I have 3 strength, 1 wisdom, and I use the stone and it succeeds eventually. There we go. Now I have 3 strength, 4 wisdom. Why did it give me wisdom? It's because I'm on a bubonic conjurer. It's a mage class, so my main stat is going to be wisdom, so it gave me wisdom. You can apply the same logic to your tools. If you need wisdom, go to a mage class, use the tool, use the stone upgrade tool on your mage class and give it over to your warrior if you're lacking accuracy. If you need damage, we'll just go on your main character, use the main stat there, and you'll be able to get more damage. That's kind of the general rule of thumb. And again, accuracy is one of the things that kind of catches people in World 4, so absolutely try to do that if you're lacking any accuracy, specifically for your Divine Knight. Cool. Okay. And it looks like your wisdom is actually pretty good. I imagine it seems like you are probably struggling with accuracy just because your star sign's there. Also, oh my god, you have the damage multi one. So, I mean, damage may be less of a problem for you. Cool. Yeah, the tools are the big one that people kind of neglect. I can see you. I don't know if this was intentional or not, but definitely upgrade your tools. Go back, do some skilling, get levels in the respective skills. That way you can equip better tools for them. Like you have level 26 shopping, so there's no reason you shouldn't have an axe equipped or not equipped for your character. Go back, equip it, use stones on it. I'd recommend really trying to push into Dementia Tools minimum because it has enough upgrade slots where you're able to just throw a bunch of stones in there, get a bunch of damage or accuracy, whatever you need, and it'll set you up nicely for progression later when you need to focus on skilling. Perfect. Okay. Talents as well. Talents are going to be a big way you can also increase your damage. One thing I checked before I started this video is specifically the task board. So one of the biggest grinds kind of early gamers run into is trying to use enough books to get this achievement. This achievement is extremely important as you enter late game, as you progress through the world and enter late game. Getting this achievement gives you a +5 to max talents for your character. So you need to start working on your books and doing this. That way you can hit higher level talents. Which will be something you'll need for your bubo later, as well as just general account progression. So if you need damage, best way to do that would be upgrading Gilded Axe. The Gilded Sword. This just boosts your damage done to all characters. The Carry a Big Stick. This increases the weapon power that you have. This talent specifically, this is the one I've been talking about regarding accuracy. This gives you damage per refinery rank. So the higher your refinery rank, the more damage you do. Perfect. Okay. And the respawn mechanic, you only need 1 point in this. I don't know if you've actually invested 3 or if that's like your minimum talent level, but you only need 1 point of this for this to be active. So only put 1 point into it. It'll respawn the monsters and you'll be able to just keep on killing them. Getting Orb of Remembrance high is pretty good. That way you can get more EXP and drop rate for your character, for the monsters you kill. Mastery's not that important. Yeah, I mean, it looks like you're doing your talents relatively effectively, the way you should. You also have hemoglobin at level 50. This will help your survivability. So you're doing fairly well. It's nothing really I can brag on you, bag on you for. You're doing fairly well for your character, and it seems like you're progressing fairly nicely. You can have some strength doubles, which is nice. Yeah. Okay. You even have serrated Rex rings, which a lot of people kind of neglect, but this is a great way you can increase your skill efficiency as well as upgrading these. Yeah, you're kind of well on your way. Yeah, your main goal right now really should be going back, getting some stamps that you kind of missed, some of the easier ones, trying to complete some of the quests if you can. Like I mentioned, the 7-figure followers quest, upgrading your stamps. I want to say maybe around a 2,000 stamp level could be feasible. As you progress through World 4 and unlock these, this will definitely be more feasible for you. Maybe 2,000, 2,500, maybe 2,200, 2,500 might be a little overzealous. You may be able to upgrade a little bit further. Also, don't forget about these. You may have the resources to upgrade these. Multi-ore chance will also help with your skilling, and multi-log chance as well. These should be relatively easy resources for you to craft, these helmets. So go ahead and do that. Spend them on your stamp to upgrade them. Multi-log chance is extremely important as you enter into needing more skilling prints. It'll just multiply the amount of logs or fishes or whatever you need to print. Also, if you need a bigger bloat to print, upgrading Sploosh Sploosh if you can, as well as upgrading the multi-fish right here through Holy Mackerel. You need Platinum Ore for that, so absolutely. And yeah, you're doing pretty good. I really don't have much to bag on you for. You're actually progressing fairly nicely for someone that's only 5 weeks into the game. It seems like you have a general idea of what to do, and I think you're going to be pretty strong going into World 5. I think you just need a little bit of direction in regards to what specifically to upgrade, what to think about kind of for the future. And yeah, there's not really too much to talk about here, but you're doing a really good job. So yeah, if you do have any issues or running into anything in particular, really go ahead and reach out to me on Discord. I'll be there for you if you have any further clarification questions. So I appreciate you watching the video. Again, if you guys do want your IEs reviewed, go ahead and message me on Discord, the main Zed, and I'll be able to help you from there. We'll get something set up. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good one.